Oh, see, look, it wasn't live.
Who was a Oh,
All right, that was good.
But keep going, because you want to at
all
least
right.
30 minutes.
All right, so
We
so
have
just pick it from.
light in.
All right,
And you can use the sound effects.
all right, just pick it from where you were, quick.
All right.
All right,
Who was that?
here.
I got things to do.
Oh, okay. All right, but yeah, just because I thought that the Pelicans weren't going to make it doesn't mean that it's taking them away from good. I think that John Morant probably going to be on the level of top 8 point guard later in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now.
Future
Because the
future.
Blazers also have a very tough schedule going into late in the season. I think the Pelicans.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, I think the Pelicans, but also think that the Blazers too, because Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum are very good players when they come into the playoffs. They clutch up.
Yeah, this is true.
Like for
All right, let's start talking about the 8 seed because it's time to talk about who you think is going to win it all. Who you think is winning the NBA?
that is a great question. So you probably gonna disagree with me this one, but in
Okay.
my opinion, I really like the Lakers winning the taking it off.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say the Lakers can take it off
How many games?
is because you gotta realize, right?
Okay.
The Clippers are focusing on all on LeBron, right?
Okay.
They surround themselves with shooters. Lakers got some shooters on there.
Okay.
Yeah, LeBron attacks, pass it out every single time as a kill, right? LeBron's healthy.
Who do you see them playing in the finals?
Lakers and Bucks.
Okay.
But yeah, I really think the Lakers should win, take it all this championship.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you're gonna be surprised by this, but I am saying that it's gonna be the Lakers as well. The Lakers and the Bucks in the championship.
Yeah.
I have the Lakers winning 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
I just it's because of LeBron. People
Yeah.
say that the Clippers have the deepest team or something like that. They might have that, but I think with the Clippers, I think everybody's missing that their team lacks a little bit of playoff experience
Yes.
outside of Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably say the same thing just for Anthony Davis, but other than Anthony Davis on the Lakers, I think it's a team full of players that have experience. Rondo, Jr. All complimentary players. I mean, they have experience. Even Avery Bradley back in his days with the
Yeah.
Celtics and Isaiah Thomas, he had playoff experience. Even though Avery Bradley's not going.
Yeah, you also got Green Bay back there too.
I'm thinking of 4-2 over the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks have enough firepower to beat the.
Yeah, I don't think that they have
Lakers
enough to stop that.
I think Lakers are built perfectly
Yeah.
to beat the Bucks because Giannis is big, and one thing that the Lakers have is number of bigs: Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, all of them, and they're all good defensively.
And that right there is a good combination. We have Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis. And that's a good defense right there. Amazing defense. They got what? Defensive player of the years right there on the court, you know?
Mm-hmm. Anthony Davis is probably going to be defensive player of the year this year in the NBA. It's him and Giannis or Rudy Gobert. So yeah, that is the AC. Now I think that this topic may be our longest topic of the day, and debating. Well, first of all, going to the NFL now and debating the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Top 5 quarterback.
This is an interesting list, especially after the first two. I think the first is universally Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson.
Yes.
So, which is exactly how my list starts. I started off with 1 Patrick Mahomes and 2 Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Now 3, 4, and 5 is where I think that it can get a little bit tricky. 3, I have Lamar Jackson, but I don't think that it's easy for Lamar Jackson to be 3. He had 1 year. He didn't do much in the playoffs the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I think that he'll still be that good. That's why I have him at 3. But I'm just saying. Now 4 and 5 is where it gets a little bit tricky. 4, I have Deshaun Watson, and 5, I have Carson Wentz, which is the little bit of a bold pick. And I'll explain that to you though.
All right, so my top 3 is exactly how your top 3 is.
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and Lamar Jackson. But I did it tricky, right?
Maybe Lamar.
Hmm?
I don't think that's really debatable. That's top 3, and maybe Lamar Jackson, but other than that, I don't think that's debatable.
But yeah. For my number 4, I got Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Okay, I have him as an honorable mention. He's my honorable mention. Tom Brady and Drew Brees.
My number 5 is Aaron Rodgers. I had Deshaun Watson up there. The reason why I didn't put Deshaun Watson, he lost DeAndre Hopkins.
You love DeAndre Hopkins. See, I thought about that. But then I think about the addition of Brandon Cooks and how Will Fuller wasn't. He hasn't been healthy his entire career. I think that his receiving core is not as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not amazing, but I mean, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, and all the other receivers, they're not bad. And Deshaun Watson is always growing as a player. So, I mean, I just see him being number 4. Now, you have Tom Brady, and I have Carson Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
I could see people thinking that Carson Wentz is a little bit of a controversial pick,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that Carson Wentz is a pretty good player. I mean, last year, I have the stat up here. Last year, Carson Wentz set an Eagles franchise record for 388 completions, the most completions in Eagles franchise history. And 23% of those were to his top 3 targets, and Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, and Nelson Aguilar, which means that around 67% of his 388 completions, which is a franchise record, came to practice squad players. So he was playing with practically practice squad players last year and still put up his career numbers of 4,000 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, and brought them to the playoffs over Cowboys team. And just 2 years before that, he led his team to an 11-2 record on his way to winning MVP if it wasn't for him getting his ACL torn out. And now this year, I still think that he has the best offensive line in the league. I think that his receiving core is a little underrated. He has Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, including Jalen Reagor. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. They just drafted him.
Yeah.
Plus Zach Ertz. I just think that he's set up to have a good year in general.
All right, so
Why do you?
well, I think Tom Brady, right? So he got to go like Tom Brady, right?
Mhm.
He come to a young Bucks team where they had a receiver that's over 1,000 yards. They got Mike Evans.
Mhm.
They got Chris Godwin. They're 2 young players. When you also add in an addition of Ron Gronkowski, you also got tight end OJ Howard.
Mhm.
That's right there is a good young wide receiver core for Tom Brady.
Mhm.
Tom Brady needed that when he was playing with the New England last year. He didn't have good receivers for it. He had Nam Sanu and Julian Edelman. But I feel like the receiver core he got now is going to be good for him because they're quick, they're young, fast. You know?
Mhm. Yeah.
And his old lineman is pretty decent.
Mhm.
If they protect Tom Brady, don't get him injured, they protect Tom Brady, I feel like the Bucks are in a playoff position. A very good position playing playoffs next year.
Now, what kind of year could you see Tom Brady having?
I can
Stats
see
wise, success wise.
he don't. I feel like he have a great season. I really think he'll have an amazing season next year. I feel like
I could see Carson.
Go ahead.
I could see Carson Wentz surpassing his career year last year and maybe duplicate. And I wouldn't say duplicate. I could see him going around 11-5 next year, and bringing his Eagles to the Super Bowl over a on paper good looking Cowboys team. I say on paper because the Cowboys always look good on paper, and then in real life they go 8-8 and 9-7.
I feel like he can do that as long as he stays healthy. He had a problem of not staying healthy. You can't stay healthy at all. He get injured too much. That's one thing about Carson Wentz. He get injured too much. You know? Got to man up sometimes. But it's all right. We'll see what he can do next year.
Yes, he does get injured a lot. Everybody thought it was good last year until he got to the Seahawks in the
Got injured.
playoffs, and he got injured. Last year was looking like his first good healthy year, even though we had all practice squad players. And then he ended up, just throwing it all away. But usually I see Carson Wentz maybe like in like the bottom 10 quarterbacks in the league when I think that he should probably be a top 5 quarterback this year. I'm not saying he's top 5 quarterback in the league yet. I'm saying this year alone, I could see him being a top 5 quarterback in the league. But another player that I could also see that happening to is Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, very underrated.
I don't have him as an honorable mention over Tom Brady and Drew Brees, just because he's not there yet. But in these past 2 years, we saw the MVP be 2 second-year quarterbacks that exploded. Patrick Mahomes for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, to Lamar Jackson, who had probably the best rushing quarterback season of all, the best rushing quarterback season of all time. So I would look out for Kyler Murray because he has a coach who likes to throw the ball a lot, and he has receivers that can help him throw that ball a lot. But the only thing that I can see holding him back is his O line not the best.
Yeah.
He's
He got
not the
that
best O line.
DeAndre Hopkins, which is going to be amazing. The one thing they struggle with
Which I can also see having an immaculate year.
Yes. The one thing they really struggle with on the Cardinals is their offense alignment. It's not that good. And you don't want Kyler Murray going out scrambling and he gets injured. You don't want that. So you got to protect him at all costs so he can have a good record. He can be healthy. That's one thing you got to worry about is him being healthy.
Yeah, and I mean, if you realize one thing in our top 5, all the quarterbacks that we mentioned have good offensive lines. Patrick Mahomes has one of the best offensive lines. He has one of the best offensive lines in football. Russell Wilson, I think if he had a better offensive line, he would probably be in the competition with Mahomes. But Russell Wilson's just that of a talent. I mean, Lamar Jackson has an amazing offensive line. Deshaun Watson hasn't improved getting their offensive line. And Carson Wentz has probably the best offensive line in football.
Yes.
Tom Brady has a good offensive line too. In his past years, he's always had a good offensive line with the Patriots. Yeah. So offensive line is key. That's why I don't want to put Kyler Murray there yet. But I could see that happening. But why do you have Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees and Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz?
You said who I can hear you, sir?
So why do you have Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees, Deshaun Watson, and Carson Wentz?
It's the 8, bro. Aaron Rodgers I want to say he had a good season last year. A good season.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the coaching staff, like, it wasn't that good. They wasn't on that same term as A-Rod was on. His wide receivers on the same. They had some good wide receivers. I won't lie to you. They had pretty good wide receivers. 1,000-yard wide receiver with what's his name? Oh, give me a second. With Devontae Jones, Adams, and Devontae Adams. That's only. I feel like they get some more wide receivers in that team. Aaron Rodgers would be pretty good. I mean, he's good. He would have better. Like he wouldn't.
When it comes to Aaron Rodgers, I just don't see. I see the same team as I did last year, which is basically Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, and nobody outside that. Literally, the offensive outside of those 3 is players that should be on practice squads on different teams. They fail to get help every year. Instead of drafting somebody to help him in the first round, they decide to trade up for a quarterback that's at least not going to play for another 2 years. Their defense is mediocre. I think that they got as far as they did because their competition wasn't that hard and they won a whole bunch of close games. They played the Vikings in the second round of the playoffs because they got a first round bye.
Yeah,
Vikings were not. They beat them barely, and then they got exposed in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers when a player who was on the practice squad at the beginning of the year, Raheem Mostert, set a playoff record on them for 250 rushing yards. I just don't see it with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's good, but I don't think that team around him is good enough for him in the top 5. That's why I have the rest. Yeah. But basically, that's it for the top 5 quarterbacks. Yep. Over these next days, we're going to go over the running backs, wide receivers, O-line. Then we'll go to the defensive side of the ball, cornerback, linebacker, DN, outside linebacker, all that. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do the same thing for the NBA. Go from point guards to shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, to centers, until we get all through that. And then we'll see where the show goes from there. But, it's July. See you later, man.
See you, bro.